Good evening, and welcome to Between Three Beards. This is episode 10. We're in double digits now.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, so to begin this episode off, I want to kind of jump into a subject that is fresh on our minds, and it's kind of a new thing. Everybody should know about it, I guess. And that specific thing is Woodstock 99. So
Great topic.
So recently I watched Woodstock 99 with my wife, and I did not know that all that stuff happened. I was aware of the music, the culture, stuff like that, but and I like that type of music, but I did not know that Woodstock 99 happened. And Trey told me to get onto that. I think we had mentioned it in episode 9, but he was like, hey, you need to check out this show because it's about when we were young, and it was like in our childhood. Basically, it's part of our childhood, so you need to check it out. And I did. We've both watched it, and kind of want to go through it and give you a kind of a synopsis, I guess, of what we thought of it, because we basically lived it. Considering we were young, but still we lived through it, basically, right?
Yeah, so that music was really hot and popular in the late 90s. It's just angry new metal.
Right, yeah.
That was the thing.
Right.
Yeah, if you haven't... So what I suggest is there's 2 documentaries. There's the 3-part on Netflix, which is called Trainwreck.
Right.
It's good.
Yeah.
Then there's one on HBO Max, I think came out last year. I want to say it's just called Woodstock 99. Peace, Love, and Rage.
Yeah,
it's good. It gives you insight on different things. Like each one mentions stuff that didn't happen. Then each one kind of mentions stuff that did happen. But holy shit, I'm glad we didn't go to that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't even know that they had put out a documentary about that. Like you're saying, they had one basically a year ago that came out. I was looking at the brand new one that came out for Netflix, and I was
thinking, no, that's a good one.
But see, I had never heard of it. I guess I guess they tried to kind of cover it up a little bit. It was on the news, but we were young. So
yeah, at the time, it was like one of those. It was just a weird time because you had. Well, this music was I don't know if you go as far as say it's taboo, but it does such a good job at showing where MTV was at the time. They were so pop heavy.
Right.
And audience members in the crowd they're interviewing, dude, people hated MTV that were there. They were throwing shit at them. They did not want MTV there. They're like, get your Backstreet Boy, Britney Spears, pop, bullshit, NSYNC. Yeah. And that's why all the bands were. They were against that. They're like, no, hell no, we're here to bring you dude, the bands and their music just fueled the fire, which was the fire started first night Korn headline. That was it's Korn. You know what you're going to get with Korn. Jesus.
Yeah.
And dude, Jonathan Davis, when he got on stage, he was blown away. He's like, dude, it was a high I've never felt. The crowd, it just...
he's talking
dude,
about
you could tell that was... Yes, you could... So you feel it. And what's so crazy, the amount of people. It is and I was telling Todd this, it's literally a giant frat party is all it is.
Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah.
I mean, it's just majority of the audience is college-aged white males, and of course you got females, and it's just the things you hear that go on, what happened to them when they're going crowd surfing. It's us watching. When I'm watching, it's it's just a big college party. That's all it is,
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was all of that angst built up, I guess, of the '90s itself.
Yeah,
and it kind of came in the form of Woodstock 99. It jumped out at everybody as that.
Well, it was just this big F you attitude.
Right.
And this is there's few things in the HBO one I think they get stuff twisted. I'm no expert, but they were at one point they're I just people that they're interviewing I just don't know what happened to music. What happened to this hard we had the grunge era in Seattle, and that was so beautiful. Everyone dressed up. They're trying to glorify Nirvana as this. Yeah, they had their style and anger. I'm Dude, Nirvana was like, I love Nirvana, but they have a song called "Rape Me."
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you talking about? Like, how are you gonna try to? If you watch the HBO one, you'll see it's like they're trying to say, it's just funny, man.
It's kind of like a hit on them.
It's not like
they're trying to.
Nirvana paved the way for those later new metal bands that in the later '90s, like Limp Bizkit, Korn.
Yeah.
You know those. Rage Against the Machine has been around just as long as Nirvana, but they kind of paved the way. It kind of set up, you know what I mean? Because Nirvana, the grunge era was like Nirvana was heavy,
right? Yeah, but I mean, it was like the Seattle scene, but like, but that was kind of spreading out pretty much everywhere.
It was, dude. I just think from the looking at the headline, like if you just sit back and look at the headline, you don't even have to. Even as like a teenager at the time, well, maybe not a teenager, but if you're like in that age group at the time, like most of the audience, and you look at that line, you're like, this ain't gonna be good. Like, holy shit, this is a bunch of angry.
Well, I mean, honestly, and that's the thing that I was thinking about as well, is like the people that put it on.
It's so weird.
It was a guy from Woodstock '99. He was a part of it, or '69.
Yeah,
and he was thinking like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's a piece of love and music, but like. It's a whole different era. That's the type of... You're not looking at the type of people that are listening to John Lennon and the Beatles. They're listening to Korn and Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine. You know, fuck you, I won't do.
Well, and there's like, nothing. It's great music, man, because it fits. It is. Like that's what's so great about any kind of music. Like if you can relate to it in a way.
Yeah.
And like it gets you amped up.
Right.
Like break stuff. Great song to listen to if you're going into a Monday morning of work. You can use it as, but also like how media takes it and twists it, and of course the dude, from the beginning the promoters just wanted to make as much money as possible off profits. So they had '94 Woodstock. I had a good lineup, but it was a shit show.
Yeah, when they didn't make any money.
Literally, they had mud. I don't know what it is about Woodstock. There's something to do with mud. '69 it rained. People were camping out in mud sliding. '94 the same thing. Green Day was on stage and getting mud thrown at them. This one didn't rain, but they found a way to make mud out of piss and shit from the porta potties.
Well, it was the forbidden mud.
And me and Tyler were talking. Me and Mackenzie loved it. We loved each documentary. We learned so much. We're like, holy shit! I did not know.
Yeah.
And you don't know when you go watch videos on YouTube of these performances. You can't really tell the crowd. It's blurry. It's not the best quality. But in these documentaries, they kind of. It's, they update the quality, and you see the amount of people in there, and you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
and just the bodies getting tossed around, mosh. It's
amazing.
It's like a beautiful destruction. That's the best way to put it.
And the name of that they gave it is absolutely perfect. Trainwreck.
Yeah,
it's just something
for sure.
It's just something you can't look away from.
Well, and just that everyone's like morales were so low because everyone was hot. There was no shade. The biggest irony of it all was they set this up in a old airbase.
Yeah.
It had the build was still there. It was on a big giant runway pretty much on asphalt in middle of summer in upstate New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shade, nothing. I mean, it was.
And see that a lot of people were thinking like, well, it's New York State. That's pretty far up there. It's like, no, it's still hot. No matter if it's 85 or
in August, dude, everywhere's hot.
But like you got to think of this. Like, look, would you want to be out? It doesn't matter if it's 85 or 90 or 100. Would you want to be out there in the middle of the day in the sun all day long and you had to pay $4, $5, $6 for a bottle of water?
Dude,
you know what I mean?
That's where things kind of went. It's just so much to cover because
it's a
the
lot.
'69 one was such a revolutionary experience, and dude, they try to want this '99 one to pretend like it didn't happen because it puts in a way it kind of puts a black eye on the '69 one because it still has that name.
It does.
'69 was so revolutionary. I mean, it was just like, hey, throughout all the bull crap, we're dealing with the '60s, like with fucking Nixon, Vietnam, all the protests, but everyone could get together and listen to some good ass music and just love one another. And see, this wasn't the case. This was a giant frat party, dude. I'm telling you, it was literally just a giant frat party.
Exactly. And it's a good thing you bring that up too, because it's like peace, love, and music for the '60s, but it was like they were coming together and bringing everyone together for a purpose, and it was really like a peace thing. It was like a lot of people were like, hey, we're doing this to try to show the world, like, hey, we're tired of having all this violence. We want to be peaceful. But the 99 was...
It's a huge generational shift, man.
Yes.
You see like 60s, like some are like Woodstock, our parents, maybe grandparents could have been part of, depending on the age group. And they're just like, it's all like, hey man, what's up, man? You here to watch so-and-so? Which nowadays it's like, bro, don't touch me. My dad's a lawyer.
That's what seriously, yeah.
It's like, it's just crazy. How about all the people wearing their hats backwards and the khaki cargo shorts?
Yeah,
like that
dude.
was almost every male there. That's what they were wearing.
Yeah,
because Fred Durst had the whole MLB cap on backwards. Everybody was.
That was it, dude.
It's so good.
That was peak fashion.
It's just it's just the era of music no one really gives. Now they do, because it's over 20. You know, just hit the 20-year mark, and or it's in the 20-year mark. Now people are like looking back at it, but it's like, dude, you go back and listen to that stuff. It's like it makes sense, but there's just so much like you couldn't sit there and listen to, it's like today. You have to be careful, like, what you say, what you do, depending on who. But at the time, like, listening to that music, you couldn't have it in school. It was taboo. Like, we talk about as kids, like, dude, if we got a hold of one of those CDs with advisory on it, it's like, oh my God, you were such a badass.
Well, yeah, of course. And that's the thing, is like, you kind of got introduced to that, I think, in a way, with watching MTV, because that's back when MTV was actually music TV. It wasn't.
No, that was
all this.
Well, this was when MTV started having when things started going when they were losing the music television.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you had TRL, you had the top 10, but people were so sick of it. This group was like, dude, screw this middle school, high school pop bullshit. Where is, you know?
We want to hear the music. We don't want to watch your fucking Big Brother show or whatever.
Well, not that. I mean, 99 was like, you still had music, but it was weird. It wasn't weird, but it was so heavily focused on the pop scene, the boy band scene. It just was like,
that's true.
Well, you got to think, because a big part where they talk about, like, you had that Columbine shooting, and supposedly those kids were wearing black, listening to that kind of music, and that really put a hurting on like bands like Korn, Marilyn Manson. Like, really, they were, because that's how the media worked. I mean, they were going after them. Now if you try to use some shit like that, it's like, oh, this shooter did this because he was listening to that. People are like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of this, I think, the same mindset they had in 99, because it's like, okay, well, we're gonna do this concert, or we're gonna have this for, because it's against gun violence and all this stuff, and it's like, it's you're booking acts. It's great music, but you're booking acts that are going to kind of incite
that. It's so strange,
right?
Sunday, the starting act was Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Like, that was not the day to do that. Like, everybody was getting up listening to it. They're like, what the fuck is that? Like,
I mean, they were at that time,
they're so burnt out. Maybe it was a good thing they started with Willie, not more heavy stuff.
Well, at that point, they were so done. I think it was already a kind of a preconceived notion that, like, no matter what happened, they were going to burn that shit to the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was preconceived. But like you said, I think you brought up a good point, is that, like, I feel like that was all just one big social experiment.
Yeah.
You had basically, between the numbers you look at, it's like a half or a quarter to a 500,000 people in one spot, and they're basically in a cage.
They are. They're in an air base trapped. No shade. No, I mean,
and you say, hey, what's going to happen?
Unless your pockets are heavy, you have to pay $4 for a bottle of water.
Yeah, and then they were saying,
if one of the promoters,
$6
the New York guy, the other promoter with Michael Lang, the guy from the original one, was like, $4 a bottle of water ain't bad. That's what you pay nowadays. Well, that's the fucking problem.
Yeah, that was fucking 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what?
They're saying bottle of water is just as much as getting a beer. So people were like, fuck that, we'll just drink beer.
Yeah, well,
and that's where things...
Well, yeah, then you start going off the rails.
Well, you got people, you got them doing all kind of, telling like Molly, ecstasy,
Yeah,
cocaine,
any kind of
drinking on top of that.
Any kind of drug you could get.
Oh yeah, because they had the raves. That raves were set up for that.
Yeah.
So at nighttime, the party never stopped. That's why I'm like, this is not Woodstock, dude. But then again, I love that it's called Woodstock. I'm just like, this is how we've changed, and we're just going to continue to change.
It's a what I would consider like a de-evolution.
Yeah, in a way.
I mean, seriously, like it's going from, okay, this is constructive and it's a beautiful experience and it's awesome and all this stuff, and everybody's helping everybody's making this beautiful, awesome art, and like everybody's having a great time and helping one another. And then you come to that and it's just like,
there was no helping one another there.
That is the pure, like the purest form of chaos in society.
Well, I'm wondering, I need to go back and look. I don't think, like, Woodstock 69, no one had to pay to get in. It was all, so. That's what it was about, though. Like, you had vendors cook, like, in the video, it shows them cooking big, huge plates and giving out meals. Yeah. Like, it was all voluntary. That was the thing about Woodstock. It was like, hey, man, we're here to love one another. Right. Like the song by the Youngbloods, like, come get together. No. Come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Come
love
on,
one another.
Everyone.
Yeah, love one another. That's what it was about. And this was like, hey, man, you can't come in with that cooler full of water. Oh, so you got some Molly. Enjoy the show. Right. That's what it was. The Peace Patrol. How about that? That was a joke, dude.
That was the biggest joke, is because like
they were just getting anybody.
Yeah, it was like these high school kids. They're like, hey, just keep everybody cool. It's like,
not even that. They were just random dudes. Are like, hey, you want to? We're needing people to do security, and it was just like they got in. They got access behind. Yeah,
they just go get high and just chill.
Oh, they didn't do anything. There was no security. I mean, that's just where it stems from, man. It was just like how you can't. I mean, I'm no expert, but how these guys got away? These promoters really thought they could just sit back and think like, hey, with minimal security, no source of. Like, dude, these people are going to go crazy.
There's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
Like,
these people are baking in the sun, literally.
You could leave. That's the thing is, you could leave, but these people paid so much fucking money to be there.
I think it's $150 for a weekend pass. Yeah. That's a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot.
It's like, dude.
Especially if you're a college kid.
You paid that much money to be there. You're gonna be there. And
yeah, right.
It's like you said, by Sunday, into that third day, it was basically, look, we've paid for this, so guess what? This is ours.
Yeah,
it's like
that's how they took it.
It's a meme. It's a meme at this point, but it's like, okay, I'm the captain now.
Well, I think the messages in certain music gets twisted because you got Rage Against the Machine that's all about like, hey, F the government, but these kids are using it as like, F the government, like, hey, we're going to tear this bitch down. It's like, well, the government's not. Well, they're on an airbase, so that's the whole irony of it. Why, out of all places, like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but an airbase, Woodstock, like, dude, you're really.
And what was so crazy about it is, whenever they actually, the people actually started to revolt and like come after them, they had to basically lock themselves in the control tower or like the flight tower.
It's like saying the Yankees are going to hold a game at Auschwitz or something.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, like, okay.
I don't know. That's just.
But yeah, it's like, it's weird. It's weird. It's like.
That's very weird, dude.
Because you look at the Woodstock 69 and it was just this big park, basically.
Well, they were just trying to turn it into like a festival sort of deal, or like a Ozfest, or it almost like Talladega because they're on like a big.
It looked like, dude, it looked like the worst ever Talladega, because I've seen a couple bad ones. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Because how people go on the that's how they. Well, actually, take that back. They should have set up like Talladega. Bring your RV, bring whatever. Right. They had a huge camping spot, but I think it's just for tents. Like, I don't want to.
Right. Dude, that's where people stayed. But whenever they showed the camping area, that's all it was. Is a bunch of these little bitty tents where, like,
it's like in L.A. all the
it's
homeless
like tent
camping.
city. Yeah, and then. You got all of this.
Just Porta Johns, no actual. Well, I mean, you gotta just have. But the lines were crazy. People were getting. Yeah. They just started pissing shit.
Well, finally, they all overflowed, and then
people were bathing in the fountains. Yeah. They're supposed to get water out of instead of having to pay for it. But people started bathing in that because they had the shower. I mean, they just did not have
No, didn't set it up like remotely close to what it was supposed to be, but like
how that any of that got passed to the health department, like I just blow. I don't know how
when they sent
well, it changed. It did for the better for concerts and shit.
Right,
like, hey, you can only do this if...
It did. It kind of set some bars and set some boundaries for like outside concerts.
I think a lot of frustration was people are in there thinking like, hey, we're safe, they're gonna take care of us. No, the fuck they're not.
No,
it's like, hey, we got your money. Here's some good acts.
Here you go. Survive.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, we were talking about this too. Is it like just watching them? The water they had.
Oh my god!
But like they were bathing with that, but they were also drinking it and stuff.
Oh, it was water that people were pissing and shitting and bathing in, and they were drinking this too because it was getting.
You're right. It was getting like recirculated, and
they busted a pipe. They were getting mad. People were getting frustrated because they're having the line to wait to get water was so long that they were busting the pipe and just getting shit out of it, and that's how it all got contaminated.
And what the shock factor for me there was when they sent those samples off and they had all this nasty salmonella and all this
fecal matter
in it.
Yeah, it was shit water.
Like, oh my god,
they're literally drinking shit water.
And you got people that are like getting sick, getting like bad infections from just being exposed to it, you know.
Woodstock 99.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's you got, first night your headliner's Korn, second night big headliner was Limp Bizkit, and I think Metallica. I don't know if they were playing at the same time. I think Metallica played after them. In the Netflix documentary, they don't really cover that. So, but dude, Limp Bizkit, they brought the house down. I think the one guy said, like, here's the fire we started. Here's kerosene.
Right,
Limp Bizkit was the kerosene. But they didn't. Dude, they went out there and performed on a badass show. Yeah. They did what Limp Bizkit does. They didn't. Yeah, they antagonize stuff because that's their. Of course they are. That's because they're feeding. It's just crazy the amount of people.
That's the thing he was saying. Like Fred,
he had control over the entire crowd.
Yeah, that's what he was saying though. Is like, look, these people came and paid to see a show. I'm gonna give them a show.
Yeah, he was saying it's like it ain't our fault that this isn't handled correctly. Pretty much. Like dude, we can't help that these people don't have water. They don't have. They're angry.
The only thing that they could do is come and put on the best show that they
Did you see when they interviewed Jewel? I think she played Sunday. She was just real nervous being up there the whole time. The crowd was just like it's like, she could say they could flip at any moment. Yeah. Like they'd be all nice and peaceful, but you could see like they were
leave?
Tired. Dude, I think she left her act early.
She left early and then like she got on her bus. She's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And like
everyone
took off.
Because I mean, they could like just flip because it was just a bunch of.
Yeah, it was
college fucking frat dudes, pretty much.
It was a rocket ready to explode at any time, and then basically what set it off was the candles.
Well, yeah, so that was the irony behind it too. First day there, everyone's getting there. There's this group set up giving out candles for a candlelit vigil,
right?
For
at the end
for gun violence awareness and stuff. Because Columbine just happened,
right?
And that's what people started burning. They had these huge where they tore down all the structures that were made out of plywood and stuff. Just started throwing everything into these big brush piles. They had multiple of them, dude. I mean, like a war zone. It was
I think one reporter actually got out there and was like looking across and like basically trying to give us a scene of like what it looked like, and he's like, dude, I don't know if this is New York or Bosnia.
Yeah,
like that's pretty crazy.
And Red Hot Chili Peppers were performing as they were making all these fires. Yeah, it was crazy.
Flea was butt ass naked.
Yeah, he does that.
But I mean, it was funny because like that was what Woodstock 99 was.
It was madness, man. It's just crazy to believe that.
It's crazy.
And everything. Oh, and everything was covered on pay-per-view. You could watch the entire event on pay-per-view, uncut. It's like, holy shit, what a time.
Wasn't it like
it's like $50?
Yeah, it was pretty high for just the pay-per-view.
But it's all 3 days of yeah. Well, there's more way they can make money.
But honestly, I mean, if I was in that situation, I'd probably rather have the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I mean, if I was saying,
like, gonna be in that crowd, dude, you can't breathe. I mean,
no.
you can't. It's not enjoyable unless you're just doped out of your mind, I guess. On whatever.
No, the first day, like
I think everybody's just crazy from the heat, not having any water, and just, whoa, we paid this much, we're here, we got to stay.
Right.
I think that's the whole.
See, the first day it was Friday. The first day, that was super cool because everybody was cool and awesome and having a great time, and that was a good show that night. But then like Saturday, everybody was like, okay, getting really hot, stuff's really expensive. Like, don't have good, a good place to stay. This kind of sucks. Saturday night, it kind of started to get to
that's when it, point. Yeah.
And then Sunday, they were just ready to fucking explode.
Yeah. I mean, well, they already exploded with Saturday, and then it just carried over. It's like the people that were still there, they're like, this is bullshit. Like, it just got worse. Like, worse for them as fans and concert goers, because it's like, we're just like, we want to stay all 3 days. Like, we're here. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to them, because it's, it's like, hey, our parents went through this in '69. Cousins, uncles, whatever went through '94. We gotta be part of this, and it's like, dude, what the? We didn't. Well, but we paid this much for. It's like, what if you pay for to go on a cruise and the fucking ship sinks? I mean, you're gonna want your money back, or you're gonna be like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know, or you get stranded out there. You're gonna want to burn them. Yeah, there's a good, like, how those people got stranded without power, without running water.
Fuck, dude, no.
I want to burn that son of a bitch down. That's, you gotta think about that, dude. You get put in that situation where you don't,
that's true.
You get to a primal state. That's just a primal state they were in. They're like, we ain't got no water, we got no food, we're having to drink piss and shit water. Like, burn this motherfucker. I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a, I won't say it was funny, because like all that shit kind of was ridiculous. It was chaos. It was utter chaos.
What's mind blowing is the size of the crowd and how everyone was explaining like how they're all a microorganism.
Yeah,
or one organism. One big organism. Yeah, one big organism, because they all move together and they're so close. The people are just so packed in there like sardines, and the people that were in the crowd said, like, you can't. Dude, you can barely get oxygen. Like, people are passing out left and right.
People,
yeah, you can't breathe. There's no oxygen.
What I was saying,
shit happened to me. I know.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about it is, like, you look around and it's like, okay, talk about the candles. They were trying to do the vigil. Like, okay, there's somebody setting a fire over here, and that just makes everybody else like, hey, that person's setting a fire. I'm gonna do it, and it's a chain reaction.
Yeah,
that's what. Why we think it was like, it's a big social experiment.
Well, everything. Yeah, for sure, dude. Because, like, it makes you think that.
Think, like, what will people do if they're pushed to that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
they found out.
That's craziness.
I mean, they tore everything down.
Yeah,
the entire wall, so the border of the entire venue was a huge, beautiful, like, they had all these artists come and do it voluntarily, paint this big, cool mural of different artists that played in '69. Dude, these people, was it Saturday? They started tearing the shit down Saturday morning, I think.
They started doing it Saturday.
They didn't give a fuck about the art, the time put into it. They're like, just tear it down. Was it Saturday or Sunday?
Well, Sunday is when they really started tearing stuff up, and then
I think it was Sunday, because like people stayed because they're supposed to have a surprise artist play.
And nothing happened.
And the one girl in I think the HBO one said, she came out for 10. It's like, oh my God, is it Pink Floyd? They're saying tear down the wall. Like, that's what really she thought Pink Floyd. She's like, oh my God, no, they're literally tearing down the wall, the border of the venue.
Used to make the fire.
Yeah, like they took all these people's artwork and just burned.
Start burning shit with these people.
It's so funny. Listen to people like, yeah, these kids put a lot of time into painting this, and they just, they decided to take it for themselves. I'm like, well, yeah, because they haven't had any water. They're burning up. They're drinking shit water.
I mean, if I was in the same position, like, I can't say I would do that, but like, dude, I would.
The biggest takeaway is like, it's like F you to corporation. That's where it comes down to. F you corporate. Because in a way, Woodstock '99 was a corporate thing. Of course, you're gonna want to make money. It's a video.
It was a cash grab.
Having MTV there. I mean, of course, MTV's gonna want to be there. It's a huge musical,
sure,
but it was all just.
It was a cash grab.
It did not feel like Woodstock though. It just felt like a huge spring break festival. All college. Yeah, that's what it.
But then all it came down to, honestly, was that corporate. What was his name? There was a guy that was. They had Michael Lang was the guy that did
69 with curly hair. The other guy, I can't remember the other guy's name. He's just a yuppie.
He's just like a corporate
dude. He defends it to this day. He's like, none of this would have happened if Fred Durst didn't lose his cool. It's like, dude, are you kidding me,
bro? And then
they just try to blame everything on. He's trying to put the blame on everyone but himself and his organization that put together the show. And that was a failure.
Well, right. And then he said that. What the funniest thing I think he said was like, oh yeah, they're they're saying like, oh, they're tearing the wall down. I was like, yeah, I guess they just want to keep a piece of art or like a memento. It's like, no, dude, they're tearing your shit down just because
he's just so in denial, man. It's just he can't accept the facts. Like he's just arrogant, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Politician. He's a politician. Just has a from New York. I forgot what his name was, but
it's that attitude. I think
it is. It's a cocky air. I mean, I'm not saying all New Yorkers are, but it's very Trump-esque. That's all I'm getting at. Like I'm not getting political. But you know how he is. He's like, no, we're doing fine. You know, we got to. I mean, that's how he was approaching it. It's like, oh, everything was going fine. Like the show, and it probably was. It's just some people that went there. A lot of people that went said they had a great time.
Right.
And they weren't up at the front. I mean, they just went, did their thing. But they said like, yeah, it was kind of a joke with the concessions. And,
right.
And like I said, I don't know how much this documentary really blows out of proportion, but it looked bad. Like the shit water.
That's the thing is I think there's two sides of it because you're looking at one that was like, everything's terrible, everything's awful, and they're showing you all that. But then again, like you said, there's other kind of accounts of it being like, hey, it's really cool, man, I had a great time. But like, when you have people like that, like you're talking about the people that are
I don't know, man. The video speaks for itself. Like the documentation of it.
The long haulers, the people that showed up Thursday night and stayed until Sunday, those people were fed.
Well, this is the kind of shit that I wish I had a time machine. I could just be a fly on the wall and just be there.
That would be really cool.
If there's only one act you could see there, who would it be?
One act?
Yeah, one of those acts.
Do we have the?
I'll give you the lineup.
Yeah, give me the complete lineup. I'll tell you. But honestly,
I can already tell you who I would.
Honestly, I would probably say, just for the fact of, because I was so close to seeing them and then wasn't able to. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
especially in
I'll say that,
dude.
But they all played for an hour. That's the thing. They were just like, maybe the headliners played for two. Maybe.
Well, it's like when we went and saw Pearl Jam. It was not what I had expected. You know?
No.
So I was thinking like, okay, this is gonna be a concert. This is gonna be.
There's an event schedule.
Pearl Jam for like an hour.
Look how mixed up it is, dude. It's crazy. Oh, Thursday they had look at their Thursday lineup. It's like City Fest. But that's just like prelims. That's prelims.
Big Jam.
Because the actual event starts Friday, but that was just like, hey, if you get there earlier, part of the. They had Vertical Horizon, and they had some pretty solid hits.
The string cheese incident.
Oh shit!
Good. Hey, they got big after that.
Speaking of fucking talking about the cookies and cream incident, cut that out.
Let's see. James Brown, yeah, I remember that. He was like,
he was the opener. So James Brown was the opener for Friday, the opening day. Then Willie Nelson was the opener for the last day. What the fuck?
Yeah, wasn't it James Brown though that he was like, I'm not going to play if you don't give me more money. And
then he saw the size of the crowd.
Yeah.
And he didn't get, apparently the guy, I should have known his name, said he didn't give him the money, but he went out there and looked at the crowd. He's like, oh, fuck, I got to play in front of this crowd.
Well, yeah, because he's like, you got to give me
the crowd was, I literally felt like the crowd, they said it was so much chaos and just like security was so, it was almost non-existent, it seems like. That artists felt like they were held under hostage with the crowd.
Yeah.
Because the crowd was like, dude, they could flip on a dime. And they're just talking about how, just how angry they were.
Yeah.
They just want to hear angry music.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Now, some of the artists did kind of calm them down a little bit. For the most part, dude, they were so angry.
Now, hey, I will say, looking at the list now, I really would have liked to have seen The Offspring and Korn right there.
Yeah. That was right next? Okay, let's do this. Let's make it easier. Which day would you have liked to have been there?
Okay, well, Friday.
If you can only have one
contender. I would definitely not gonna choose Sunday because that was a fucking shit show.
Well, no. Let's say, dude, that's what's crazy. What about people that just showed up to see Willie Nelson Sunday?
Oh my
they
God.
go in there, they're like, "What the fuck happened?
Yeah, what happened to this place?"
Like her mom and dad, they would have went and saw that. They probably would have went there. Like, oh my God.
Probably, yeah.
It looks like a fucking third world country, bro.
It does.
There's just
Collective Soul. That's
I've seen
old
them.
school shit.
I've seen them in concerts. They put on a damn good show.
Played there.
Yes.
Shit.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. So they were the one. They literally were the last ones to play. They were on the stage. They were on the stage opposite the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So they were playing at the same time.
Yeah.
But Megadeth finished after Red Hot Chili Peppers. So technically they were the and everything was just burning, dude. The last song they played was "Peace Sells," but who's mine?
They could,
and the whole place is fucking burning.
They could probably take a picture of that shit and then put it on the next album.
Dude, yes, that's perfect. Peace sells, but who's buying?
Dude, I would say the day that I would go would probably be Friday, and I would be mainly at the West Stage.
Dude, no. I want to be there Saturday.
No.
And I would be like, I want to be like in the middle of the shit while Limp Bizkit's playing.
That's the thing is,
you couldn't give me enough Zoloft in the world to calm me the fuck down.
Well, see, look, Friday on the East Stage, you had James Brown, the opener, G Love and Special Sauce, Jamiroquai, which live.
Dude, yes.
Sheryl Crow, DMX.
All of them played for an hour.
Yeah. The Offspring, Korn, and Bush.
The Offspring was a great show.
Bush
that was
actually was to follow up Korn. Actually did pretty.
So that's what I'm saying. All these artists, of course, like, well, I mean, they're all still,
right.
But like Offspring.
They're all relevant. At this
well,
point
no,
still.
they were at the top of their
top
game.
Of the game.
Yeah, top of their game. Then like DMX, late '90s, like holy 99, holy shit.
Bush as well.
Yeah,
he was thinking like, this is not my.
They put on a
right
damn.
now.
So they closed Friday night. They actually came on after Korn.
They did.
And they like chilled. It was awesome how much he was able to chill the audience out. Like not completely, but definitely made it. Because Bush has heavy, like Machine Head. And,
yeah.
Everything's in. Like they got some pretty heavy. I mean, not as heavy as fucking some of Korn's heaviest shit, but still pretty heavy. But they were able to they were able to chill because the crowd was so amped up from Korn because they were all waiting for Korn that day in the heat, drinking. I mean, they were all just amped up, ready to hear Korn.
But see, watching that during Korn, that's the only thing that would not want to be in was the mosh pit that happened.
Oh my god,
I was like, dude, no, because they were beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, like seriously, there were people coming in and not just like pushing people and stuff like that, like a normal mosh, but they were coming and decking the fuck out of people.
Well, it makes you think why no one lose their cool and shoot somebody? Like there could have been any firearms in there because somebody would have used it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking Columbine just happened a couple months before this, so I think everybody was on edge. Maybe they're just like, fucking.
But you could
how did someone not get shot at this place?
They could have taken a piece of wood or something and beat the fuck out of somebody.
None of that happened though. So there was horrible.
I don't know if anybody got killed.
Sexual assaults and rape and shit like that.
That was bad. But you got to think of it this way, like we were talking about before. This wasn't 69. It wasn't peace, love, and music anymore. It was about
fucking
music
frat party,
and it was that's what it had turned into. So I'm saying it was like a de-evolution.
Yeah,
with
that group and that college age meet.
Yeah,
that is a fucking de-evolution.
Yeah, it turned from this is about music and this is about everybody getting together for a certain cause. Let's get together and let's support this or that. It turned from that into, this is just about fucking chaos.
Dude, I loved Fred Durst so much in the 90s. I would try to dress like him.
Fred Durst.
With khaki pants, shoes, hat on backwards.
Well, that was
Limp
pretty
Bizkit, you were cool as shit if you don't listen to Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock.
Yeah.
DMX
was the kind of
people who are you?
Yeah,
you're not heavy, dude.
Limp Bizkit was pretty they were on the scene of the people that were
it made the
into metal,
the frat boy college kid feel like a tough dude.
Yeah. That was his you fuck with me, bro. That.
It worked.
Still, it was the type of music was that.
Well, that's how it gets. That's how it gets. No, that's how it gets twisted by other artists. They're just it's. You know what I was saying? That's just how it gets twisted.
But no, honestly, Limp Bizkit has good music. I've listened to him for.
Well, it's just it's a taste. It's a taste thing too. It's Grace. Not everyone likes Kiss. There's a lot of people that hate Kiss.
Yes,
I fucking like Kiss. They're just like, oh, I don't get the makeup, all the like their songs. I think they just think they suck because they dress up, and they started that trend of.
Well, and it was people that was saying like because it was in that kind of a time frame of.
I fucking love Kiss.
It's they're dressing up. It's like it's devil music and stuff. It's like dude, it's rock music. Shit. Now look at. I was like, okay, if you thought Kiss was bad, or like.
That was what was that's what was so taboo about Korn, Marilyn Manson. Like they would think you're a fucking school shooter if you went to school wearing baggy black pants or listen to that music.
Come in, that's the thing is
really the media made that they scared. It was like a witch hunt after.
Right, it was
like dude. Like remember when we were going to school? I remember, and I know when my brother was in high school. Like they banned like wearing black pants, black shorts. Yep. Like you couldn't wear all black.
No,
I swear to you, dude. That's
you couldn't, and there was no. Well, even.
It's like fuck you. Johnny Cash wears black.
Well, yeah, but
Darth Vader wears black.
But even before, like
Elvis '68 comeback, black.
Well, I think even before '99, they were like no graphic tees.
Yeah,
well, definitely after that,
we couldn't wear like the wrestling shirts, like NWO and shit that. We couldn't wear that.
No,
like that. Well, really, they think you're a school shooter.
Well, NWO came out after
around that time. That's when it was really popular.
New World Order.
Yeah, like in wrestling and WCW.
I didn't know they were that old, or that was that old.
Yeah, dude. WCW's all like 30 years old, almost.
Okay. Well, I'm just talking about the WWE.
Yeah, but remember, like I remember in school, like sure it had any kind of gun on it. Hell no.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, no skulls, no
people that I had gone to school with that. They had come to school with like a graphic tee, and they gave them black gaff tape to put across the name or whatever, like Guns N' Roses t-shirt.
Oh my god, I remember that. They make you block it out.
Like, I mean, I get it. Like they're trying to like keep everybody safe and make sure it's a safe environment for kids, but like, how is that harming?
I don't know. I just think it's
like
I think it's silly. You're going after the wrong.
Anyway.
I don't know.
I want to switch gears.
We stayed on that a while.
Yeah, we did. I want to switch gears and talk about.
I didn't say what day I'd want to be there.
What day would you want to be there?
Hang on, I gotta look up the lineup.
Well, you just had the lineup.
No, but really, people listening, go watch the documentaries.
Yes, please.
And please,
it's really
comment on or give us your thoughts on what you thought about it. Would you want to be there? Would you be like, oh, I could handle this, I can toughen this, or I've been through worse experiences. Like, oh, they haven't seen. Oh, that. Sorry, I don't mean to yell.
That was pretty loud.
Sorry. Sorry, you can just edit it.
Yeah, I can just
blooper reel.
Yeah.
Damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh my god, the HBO one. It's like Coachella was advertising it. Because at the end they just
Coachella was advertising.
I think they backed it, like got it made. Because there's like this huge ad at the end of the HBO bags. I swear, dude. It's like, now we have Coachella. You know, when you come to Coachella, you don't have these big crowds. And you have plenty of water, you know.
Oh my God.
You know, you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for food. It's just all about the experience and loving one another. It's like,
dude, it's like got that kind of like Southern Californian down pretty good.
Yeah, you know? And it's like, dude, all I know is fucking.
Yeah, bro.
No, break it down.
Peace, love, and music, bro.
No, destroy everything, burn it. Like if someone came at, if that's what Coachella is like, dude, I gotta have some heavy.
Yeah, well, Coachella is all about like the
laser shows and shit.
They're about like the chill.
No,
you can talk about like was it like chill dubstep and stuff like that?
No, dude. What the fuck?
Like what was it?
Oh, if that's the case, and it's like if you compare that to Woodstock 99, Woodstock 99 is like a
Coachella is where you go and take like you go and you eat about 3 or 4
How do you know this?
shrooms.
Have you been to Coachella?
No, but I've had some buddies that have been.
You're probably shitting all over. Like people are like, no, it's not.
No. I've had some buddies that have been, and basically
it's probably like going to Disney World.
No. And it's like your normal festival, I guess, but like you go and. I mean, I've had some buddies go and they stay, and I mean,
it's an experience.
Yeah, I mean, you go and you.
Does it bring them closer to God?
Eat a couple shrooms and.
No, I'm not fucking going to see.
Get into the laser show and listen to the music and then. Sway the. I mean,
dude, the HBO. Go watch the HBO Max documentary on the Woodstock '99. It for sure was pushed by Coachella, because there's like a good
check that out.
2 to 3 minute long ad at the end. It's like now we have. It's like after the events of Woodstock '99, now we have more events like Coachella, where you you come and just have a good time, and don't have to worry about. I mean, really, it's like
so they're like pushing it hard.
Yeah. Well, then there's the other one. There's Coachella, and then there's Coachella's weird. It looks like it's out in the desert.
It
in the middle of nowhere.
It is.
What the fuck?
It's in Nevada, I think.
You ain't scared of like a nuke coming down out of nowhere?
I don't know, dude. It is in the desert though. That's like Burning Man.
What is burning? They burn a man?
Yeah. No, seriously. People come together and they
like a real person?
No, but they build all this art and stuff. And then that's what it is. It's like
they burn it.
Yeah, it's like getting rid of your old life or whatever, getting rid of your previous experiences. So
exhibit fucking A, Woodstock '99 with the wall.
I'm telling you,
they're picking up bad trends and turn them into or bad habits and turn them.
But they do it every year. But they build a giant man out of logs and all kinds of shit. And then at the end of the festival or whatever it is like 3 or 4 days. They just light it up.
So they have Nicolas Cage in it, like the Wicker Man, screaming.
No, but yeah, they do that. I mean, it's weird shit. But hey,
there's Coachella, Burning Man. There's another one. I think starts with a P. It's not. They had Red Hot Chili Peppers there.
I don't know.
Fuck. Lollapalooza. That didn't start with a P. No, there's one that starts with a P. Am I thinking of Lollapalooza?
Maybe. I'm not totally sure. But one thing that is for certain is that like those type of events are heavily influenced from Woodstock '99
or '69.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're not gonna be a recreation of that. Like
Bonnaroo, fucking Bonnaroo. That doesn't start with a P.
But Burning Man is probably the closest you'll get to. As far as being just completely lawless, I guess. But they still got people there that, like, take care of stuff, make sure stuff doesn't get out of hand. But regardless of that, I mean, yeah. I mean, I know people that went to Coachella and stuff, and they said, yeah, it's fun. It's fine. I mean, it's one of those places that, you just go and have a good time. No one's going to... You're not going to get fucking... the shit beat out of you and get starved to death or something. So.
Are we swimming through fucking bloody, shitty, pissy?
No, that's not gonna happen there.
Or drinking fecal water?
I don't think so.
God.
Well, I wanted to switch gears here.
Let's switch gears. What gears we go to?
So we wanted to.
God, we were almost an hour just on that.
Oh yeah, it's a big topic.
I'm feeling that ice cream cookie.
I can tell.
God,
screaming in the mic.
Dude, if it's too bad, just cut it all out.
You're all good. Anyway,
I'm in my element.
So
what happens.
I wanted to talk about some odd or curious stories that happen to you that like no one really knows about, but like. Then when they find out, it's funny, like it's humorous after that.
Oh my god!
So you can laugh at it, right? You can laugh at yourself. It's always good to do. It's a healthy thing. So like, I'll tell mine first because yours is so good.
What? Oh.
So basically, when I was 17, I worked at O'Charlie's.
Oh, Jesus!
It's like a kind of a fast food place, but you can go in and sit down. I wouldn't say it's really like a fine or like a sit down restaurant that much. I mean, you go in, it's like an Applebee's basically, you can compare it to. But I worked there and I was working in the kitchen, and I had only been there for like maybe a couple weeks, and I went to the back into the freezer to get some butter, and went through there, and I don't know why. This is fucking dumb. Like, I felt so retarded after this. But, like, you open the freezer door and you pull it to you to walk in. I walk in, I get the shit, and I got to walk out. And I start pulling on the door to open it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is this? Did somebody lock me in here? I seriously thought I was like, I'm not fucking locked in here. So I start pulling the door as hard as I can. I get up, I put my feet on the wall. And
damn, you did all that?
Yeah. And I was like, fuck this butter, dude. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then I did not think, nothing in my mind said, just push the fucking door. Nothing. Not one moment.
Did you ever think that you were going to freeze to death in there?
I did. Dude, I swear I went through everything. I was like, dude, I'm gonna die in here. Like, and no one's gonna find me.
That's exactly how you saw it. Is like, this is how I go. Yeah, like, this is gonna be terrible. Like, I'm literally gonna feel myself stop moving in motion.
Yeah, this is it. I'm gonna.
Would you have just sat there and shivered, or would you have been like, you started doing jumping jacks, get the blood going?
Well, no, I was thinking about that. I was like, I'm gonna have to stay warm somehow.
Just see you in there just running back and forth, like touching the wall.
But I was like, somebody's gonna have to come here eventually to get something. But no, I called my dad. I called like everybody, and then they have an emergency like switch in there if something happens. And I hit the emergency switch, and the cops come, and then I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, and then the manager just opens the door. I'm like, he's looking at me like, what the fuck? And I was like, holy shit, I was locked in here. He's like, dude, this door opens this way. You could have walked out at any time. I was like, oh my god, dude. I was like, please, I just want to go home. Like, I just want to go home. He's like, no. He's like, the cops are out here. They want to talk
no, bro.
to you.
You still got, 3 hours left on this shift.
Well, no, I mean, that's pretty much done with the day.
Was he like, have you even taken your lunch yet?
No, yeah. It was like in there for like 3 hours.
You were not in there for 3 hours.
No shit. Because I didn't want to call anybody.
You didn't tell me that. You were in there for 3 hours?
I didn't want to call anybody. I was like, eventually somebody will come in here.
It had been freezing cold.
Yeah, it was.
How did you not die?
Because I wasn't in there for, I mean, it's only 3 hours.
Only 3 hours?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a long time.
Yeah, I was cold as fuck. But, like, that's the thing, though. I was in there and I didn't want to call anybody. And that's what you're saying, like, start doing jumbo jacks. I was thinking, like, I'm going to have to start doing that because I'm getting fucking cold. But, like, it was like an hour in because I thought I was just locked in there. Like,
that is a long fucking time. No one had to come get anything out of that?
No, because what we had, the only time you ever go into the freezer to get anything is if, like, there's a rush or something and, like, we're running low of something. And it was like right after lunchtime. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So everybody had everything they need in their stations, and basically they were just gonna come for the dinner rush to get stuff out or whatever for the next, section or whatever for next shift. So I was sitting in there. I was like, "Oh, someone's gonna eventually have to come in here and like get a look for something or whatever." But yeah. About an hour in, I was like, okay, I gotta call somebody. So I called Dad. And he's like, well, I mean, shit, call the store, I guess. So I was like, okay. And then I called the store, and they're like, what are you talking about? Where are you at? And I was like, I'm in the fucking freezer, dude. And they're like, what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the freezer in the back of the store. And they're like, all right, well, whatever, dude. Just what? And then I guess they didn't believe me. So
what?
Like, yeah. No, this is some real shit. So like, they didn't believe me, and it was like 2 hours in. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? So then I waited a little bit longer.
I would start banging on that fucking door.
I did. I was banging and yelling and shit. Yeah, but it's like so thick insulated.
What the fuck?
And I was banging and shit. Oh fuck!
Damn, you're banging too much.
Yeah, I'm banging too much. But no, I was banging, and then it was about 15 or so minutes after that, I was like, well, it wasn't quite 3 hours. It was like 2.5. But because after that, I was like, fuck this. I'm hitting this emergency button. And I pulled the thing. I pulled the emergency lever, and it was a silent alarm. So I didn't hear anything, but
what?
Yeah. So my manager comes back there because he's in his office, like somebody pulled the alarm, and he comes in and opens the door and sees me in there. I'm sitting there fucking freezing to death. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing in here?" I'm like, "Oh, thank God!" And I get out, and he's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "No, dude, I was locked in there. Somebody locked me in." He's like, "Dude, no, it wasn't locked. The door opens this way." I was like, he honestly could have said this, and I wouldn't have cared because I felt like it. He could have just said, "It opens this way, you fucking idiot," and I would have been like, "Yeah, you're right, I'm an idiot." But so I said, "Okay, well, I just want to go home. I'm gonna go home." He's like, "No, you can't yet because there's 3 cops out here that want to know what happened." So I had to go out there and tell the cops. Yeah, so I had to go tell the cops. I was like,
I want to sue somebody.
No.
Lock me in the damn freazer for 3 hours. I could have died.
They didn't lock me in there.
Did you start a fire?
No.
Did you get go primal, like naked and afraid?
I thought I was gonna have to. I was like, dude,
this freezer's pretty tough. Can't break out, so I'm gonna get a fire started. Good thing I brought my what's it called, the blow or whatever. How they make the fire?
Oh yeah,
bow,
like a
bow kit, or they call it something.
It's a.
They brought a fire starter.
What is it? It's a something bow.
Someone always brings something to start a fire. The other one brings like a machete.
Yeah, it's the
every fucking episode.
Stick bow or whatever, fire bow, whatever it's called. But yeah,
I brought this gun to fucking shoot something.
Honestly, no, seriously. I thought about honestly, I'm gonna have to set this fucking box of biscuits on fire and just like sit around it. But no. Like that was probably my most embarrassing story ever. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I had to go tell the cops. Cops were like, "Hey man, what happened? Like, why'd you hit that button? Is someone like in there that we need to know about?" I was like, "No, I thought I was locked in the freezer."
My god.
So anyway, yeah, that was my embarrassing story. But yours isn't embarrassing. Yours is just funny. So yeah, I want you to take the floor down.
Embarrassing.
Yours isn't nearly as embarrassing, but yours is funny. Mine wasn't funny because I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
So like that's not really like a comedic, thing. But yours is funny. Go ahead.
Well, I got locked inside the grocery store that I work at.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing though is. You have to go through it because it's like you were like in a horror movie. So I want you to walk it through. Like what happened? Start with like, okay, I just now finished cleaning.
Yeah, I was doing detail clean.
Yeah, so what happened? Like
cleaning the apartment.
Once you finish cleaning, okay, I'm ready to go home.
Well, it was almost done. I was like, dude, I got so much shit to do. It's after midnight. Like,
yeah.
Well, and I was thinking it was Saturday night and our big day is Sunday. So I'm like, I thought for sure there's gonna be people out there still.
And this was after midnight. And
yeah.
The story closed what 10?
9.
So yes, this was midnight. You're thinking people are still there.
Well, I just took someone up on something. I was like, yeah, man, I can get all this done in this amount of time. And I got to it. I was like, ain't no way.
Yeah, just had to go with it.
But yeah, I was back there cleaning. I couldn't hear the intercom. Music plays on the radio.
That's what's so freaky to me. I was thinking like that's like being in a horror movie.
Yeah, damn, I didn't think of it like
you're in
that.
Dark ass grocery store with the music playing.
Well,
you're just walking around like you don't know. Like somebody could have just snuck in there and like, I'm gonna kill this dude.
What makes it so what makes it so surreal is like you're just like, okay, I'm getting out of here, I'm done. Like they left me. That's what goes through your mind at the time. You're like, I cannot believe I got left in here.
Yeah,
because you're not like, no, I didn't get myself. I didn't. I got left. That's what happened. But it was just, it happened. I mean, it's easy. I mean, if you're caught up, you're busy, you're ready to get out of there. People are ready to go home. They just
they're not gonna come check every.
Well, they made a page and I didn't hear it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I didn't hear it because I was back there cleaning. And where the speaker is, they're playing the music should stop at a certain time, dude. It's too loud, or turn it low.
That's what he said when he said like, no, that plays all night.
Sucks.
I was like, why? I was like, why do they let the music play all night? That's weird.
Terrible.
That's weird.
Contemporary pop bullshit. So I'm back there looking, lights are still on. I hear a page. I don't think that's nothing because I can't understand what they're saying.
It is.
There's a system manager saying, hey guys, about to close her down. If anyone's still in here, come to the front. They sit there and wait.
Right.
I didn't hear the fucking page.
Well, that's the thing. That like, Trey's not here, so.
Well,
dude,
we'll get into that. You don't think that'll ever happen to you. It's just a thought, though, when you're closing.
Right,
you're like, what if Anyone didn't got. I wonder if anyone has ever gotten locked inside here at night, like forgotten about.
Yeah.
Being like, man, and your mind's like, that's some shit that happened.
That wouldn't happen to me.
No, it would happen to me. I was like, I gotta be careful. I wasn't careful.
No,
Got myself locked in the
nearly
store. No, because I didn't hear the page, man. I can't hear back there. I gotta washing pans and shit.
Yeah. They need to give you like a special little radio and say,
yeah.
"Hey, Twain, we closing." Okay.
No, I tell them when I'm closing, I'm like, hey, whoever's the manager in charge tonight, I'm like, hey, dude, don't forget about me.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to, man.
I'm the, like, you not watch Black Hawk Down, Leave No Man
dude,
Behind.
don't leave you behind.
Apparently, these guys
Shit.
never watched that. So maybe it's more like, no, I just watch. I just saw Top Gun Maverick. Ooh. I'm just kidding.
So
That's still number 2 in the theaters. I don't mean to get back on top of that. Hang on, no. Let's go back to the grocery store. Cut that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. You're
All
on
right.
it. You're on it. So okay. So
oh, I never hear that page. It gets
Right.
later. I look out the window of my department, and it's just like a sea of
yeah,
darkness.
it's pitch black.
I'm like, what? I'm like, dude. I'm like, no, the lights are completely off. I'm like, surely I'm not the only one in here.
And they're just like, oh,
I didn't think that. I was like, whatever. They just turned them off. They're still working in the dark. Why they would
Yeah.
do that?
Flashlights.
I get everything done. I'm like, all right, time to go. I'm like, I'm looking. I'm like, dude, surely someone's still here. I go walk. I'm like, I'm gonna hear some commotion over in this department. I'm going to the front of the store. I don't hear shit. I'm like, oh fuck. I walk around the entire store. I'm like, damn, everyone's left. I was like, let me go look at the front door, make sure there's no other vehicles here, because there's
Right.
still lights on the offices, but they just leave them on.
Right. Yeah.
And I went to go make a page first. Did I go make a page first?
Did you page to say, hey, is anybody
Hey,
else
I'm
in
done.
here?
I'm done. Dude, it was.
Hey, I'm by myself.
It was such an echo over the store because it was so empty. There was
Yeah.
just no one. It was like, hey, I'm done in my department. I could hear it clearly, and I
Yeah.
was just talking to no one.
Dude, that's creepy. I
Yeah,
think it's like
pitch black. You just hear music, just this
this is like
contemporary.
some damn Last of Us vibes.
Yeah, dude. If it was, oh, damn, I didn't think about it like that. A good thing I didn't, because I've been super paranoid.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's why I got out of there. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, well, dude, there's no one in here. They just left me behind. I'm leaving. I unlocked the
Yeah,
doors.
no,
There's just
hell
sliding doors. I unlatched them. I just like, fuck it, I'm leaving. I just looked up at the camera. I was like, yeah, they're going to see me. I'm walking out, and I'm like, well, no, there's 2 sets of doors, because there's a lobby for the carts. Get out the first set of doors, nothing happens. I'm like, shit, it's not.
Did you have
It's
to
not
unlock them
motion
either?
active. They got an alarm system. It ain't motion active.
Yeah. Did you have a set of keys or like? you
No,
just
I didn't have
pulled
shit.
the- Okay.
I had my keys.
Okay.
I could have latched it back, but I think the alarm still would have went off.
Yeah, probably would have.
So I leave, man, and I'm walking to my truck. And dude, that's why I knew I was the last one, because I went and looked out the doors, and you just see my truck at the end. No one else in this big parking lot. I'm like, damn, I did get left.
Yeah. Damn it. That's
That
when you
was,
have,
my
like,
first thing wasn't to
realization.
call anybody. My first thing was just like, get the hell out of the
Just
store.
go,
It was
just leave.
creepy. It was,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's what I should have told them. Like, that's why I left.
Well-
But I get like halfway to my truck, almost to the end of the parking lot. Then I hear, woo, woo, woo. I'm like, oh shit. It's loud too. Like, they got a damn good alarm system. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah. Gone.
And it's like, apparently it's a time activated, so if something unlocks,
Yeah.
if it's not deactivated in a certain amount of time, it goes off. So it's
Yeah.
like 30 seconds, I guess.
Yeah. So you were
Maybe
you were
long.
probably
No, maybe
halfway-
like 15.
so
I
you
don't
were, like,
know.
halfway across the parking lot. and
What
you
was
just hear-
15 seconds felt like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So I was
for
like,
sure.
"Hey, fuck out of here. I get to my truck, I just hear it going off. I'm like, oh well.
Yeah.
I'm looking around. I don't see any cops pulling in yet, and I'm just getting in my
like, I'm
truck
going
and I
home.
just go home. I never
I'm
pass
out,
a
bro.
cop or anything, and because I'm
So-
sure they were like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Nothing ever.
Yeah. Who's gonna? Well, I mean,
So I just
I
waited.
can see like who's gonna break into a grocery store, but like it makes a lot of sense. I mean,
I just went home.
yeah.
Alarm just blaring.
Well, that's the thing is, like, you probably should like, as you said, like go get like some beer and then like, if you were like someone's gonna quit or something, like just trash the place. I'm like,
dude,
it's like this come back and be like, what happened? What happened here? Oh, a bear got in.
So here's my. It's just gonna happen throughout my life with new things like starting a job or moving somewhere. Like some shit like this always happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember when we first moved here, I think our alarms went off one day for some reason because they were fucking loud. Yes, the police called us and stuff. I was like, oh shit. And Mackenzie had to say like, hey, like, I don't know, I forgot what happened.
Wow.
I think we had it set for motion sensor inside, and Hank set it off because this is when we first got Hank or Beagle, and I think he set it off. We're like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, oh my god, there's been a break-in. It's a Hank. I don't know.
That's good.
That happened, but yeah, that was terrifying. Well, not terrifying. It was just frustrating because I called you. I was like, dude, I think I messed up. I think they're gonna fire me because I just walked out of this place.
Yeah. Nah, dude. That was funny. That one when you said that, like really no one knew about it.
It's like, dude, I'm too old for this shit. I'm not really that old. I'm not old, but I'm just like I'm past getting locked in.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm out.
It's like, how am I going? Well, how am I supposed to explain that? So I was like, I'll just leave. Yeah. I'll just be like, I didn't hear shit. I was like, no, they're gonna know I heard something. Because they're like, okay, good. Maybe the alarm didn't work. We need to look at that.
It's like, no. You're going, all right, we see her on the camera. I was like, what happened, dude?
I heard it. And I just left.
I don't know.
That's what I told him. I was like, look, Dave, I just left.
Just dipped out. See, that's what's so funny about that is no one knew about it.
No, the next day my department, no one knew about it. I had to say something. They're like, what? You got locked in the store? I'm like, what a dumbass.
Well, that's the thing is, like, for me...
Their attitude, like, they're like, well, how did that happen?
Well, the way you carried it, too, because you were like, you talking to what's his name? The guy that... Musa or whoever his name is?
I could mention names.
Oh, yeah.
Let's cut that
whoever.
Out. Yes, my assistant manager was like...
What? They don't know. Like, I mean... He's fine.
I don't know.
You're a great guy, Moose, so we love you.
Yeah, I'm just...
Shout out to you.
But
anyway, it was like...
zoned out.
Like, hey, man, it's you. Like, you did this to me.
Yeah, I was like, dude, fuck you. The reason I got locked in here last night.
Yeah.
I was like, no, never mind. It was so-and-so because they
didn't come get you.
No. I felt,
that's the thing. It's like clothing stores and stuff.
Like I was just dumped off at a porch.
Well, yeah, like clothing stores and stuff. They check the fitting rooms or whatever, the bathrooms. They could have came back there and just said, "Hey, man, you buy back here?" You know, but no.
It happens, dude. Shit happens.
I just thought that was a funny event, funny story. So I figured we could kind of like end on something a little bit lighter hearted, a little bit funnier, a little bit lighthearted, because I know Woodstock 99 was kind of a big, giant topic to cover, so I knew it would take a lot of time.
Yeah, gotta check out those documentaries. It's crazy.
Yeah. But as far as that goes, we are winding down this episode of Between Three Beards. Episode
I don't
10.
have energy. That was a long story.
It was. So we want to reach out to you guys. As you know, we've recently gotten onto Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, all the stuff. Anywhere you basically can get a podcast, we're there. So not just on the YouTube, which we have the video element, but on all of those platforms. Go check us out, which is pretty crazy. I looked the other day. We're getting downloads. Our biggest downloader country is Belgium.
What?
It's pretty wild. Yeah. It's pretty crazy, but you guys go check us out. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I have a little bit of an inkling, a little bit of something going on right now, and we should have merch soon. Merch soon. Yeah. It's gonna be some.
Oh my god!
Some Comfort Colors T-shirts and some koozies and
what?
Yeah,
no shit.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make up. We need to come up with some logos and some things. If you guys have anything that you'd like to see on a T-shirt or something like that from us, let us know, and email us at between the number 3 beards@gmail.com. And we'll get back to you because we're going to try to do this as a limited run. We're going to try to do like 50 t-shirts and then maybe like 100 koozies and stuff like that. But it'll be a custom fan made what do you call it, graphic that we want to put on it.
My God, we're gonna have merchandise.
Yeah. Yeah. So they'll be even price. It's gonna be $25 for a t-shirt, which is not bad, dude, for a Comfort Colors
dude,
shirt.
You're flowing good with this. I like it.
Well,
pow,
yeah,
pow, 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 pow.
It is what it is. I mean, that's what we're getting into.
Like one of those awesome 90s car commercials.
Yeah, for sale right now. Get right
Save now. You come in today.
But yeah,
you shake my hand, I will sell you a vehicle.
Yeah, so you come in, you shake my hand, I'll sell you a t-shirt.
Or some bullshit.
But no joke, we'll start getting that going. I'm in process right now of building a website for this to happen. So, and websites aren't hard to build. We don't have a sponsors or anything to do, but like Squarespace is a big sponsor for a lot of people, and they teach you how to do all kinds of stuff. But like, I've built websites before, and so I just figured I'd start a website for us, and we could start doing that. So once that gets live, I will let everyone know and kind of get a link out. Probably be announced over a podcast. But yeah, so that's what's on the horizon for everybody. I wanted to mention that tonight and to say, hey, what do you want to see on a t-shirt or koozie or like stickers, whatever? What do you want to see? Like give us some graphic art, some ideas. You can send us a JPEG or an actual Adobe image or something. Just send us something and we can consider it for that. But yeah, that's coming. So I just wanted to mention that before we go for this episode. You got anything else?
I'm good. I think you covered it.
All right. Is there anything that you want to inspire? I'm just saying you want to inspire the listeners to.
Dude, you just went on you just overloaded the system with all that information. I'm just like, damn, he's been doing a lot more work than me.
But I've been trying to.
We're set up. We're set up to put our stuff out like on Spotify and stuff for a whole year. So definitely, if you're on the run, mobile listen to us.
Going, yeah,
take a listen.
On your way to work. I know a lot of people like to do the Spotify route. Just because it's a little bit more convenient. If you don't have YouTube Premium, you can't watch the video portion that and turn your phone off or like put it to sleep because it'll pause the video. Yeah. But so we're there. We just want to let you know is that you can check us out anywhere, and the more we get from you guys as far as like downloads and likes and subscriptions and everything like that, the more we'll be able to do. And we want to do a lot for you guys. We want to give you merch and stuff like that.
Merch?
Yeah. So what did
I call it the first episode? Merc.
Yeah. We want to give you some merch. But yeah, we're starting to get into that. And yeah, I just want to let you guys know
we're growing.
We are. We're growing slowly, but
we're growing like the fire at Woodstock 99.
Surely we'll get out of hand soon.
Yeah, hopefully so.
But anyway, that is all from Between Three Beards, episode 10.
We will big see 1-0.
So I know this is kind of dragging it out, but it's been a while. It's been a while since Between 9 and 10, but we're gonna try to get them out a little bit quicker now.
Ain't been that long.
It's been 8 days.
Oh hush.
But anyway, this has been Between Three Beards. We love you all, and good night.
Bye.
Dude, I had to cut
piss so bad.
Huh?
Fuck, I had to piss so bad.
I was wondering. I was like, why is he moving around so damn